The Miami heat pressed against Simone's skin like a warning. She stood in the marble foyer of the Kim estate, her Vera Wang wedding dress rustling with every shallow breath. She was 23 years old, and this was supposed to be her fairy tale. Instead, she was hiding behind a pillar, listening to the man she was about to marry destroy her life before it had even begun. She is not what I wanted. The voice was deep, baritone, commanding. It belonged to Kim Jun-Ho, the 38-year-old head of the Black Dragon Syndicate. Simone froze. Her fingers gripped the silk of her dress so hard her knuckles turned white. She is a child, Jung-Ho continued, his voice cold and devoid of emotion. Sheltered, weak. She thinks this life is a Netflix series. She doesn't understand blood. She doesn't understand sacrifice. But the Alliance, boss, another voice argued. Her father controls the ports. I know. That is why I am marrying her. She is a strategic asset, nothing more. I will put her in the East Wing. I will keep her safe, but do not expect me to care for her. I need a partner, not a dependent. Simone backed away, her heart shattering into dust. She had spent weeks trying to convince herself this arranged marriage could work. She had looked at his photos, the sharp jawline, the intense dark eyes, and hoped for a connection. Now she knew the truth. She wasn't a bride. She was a transaction. She wiped a tear from her cheek, straightened her spine, and whispered to the empty hallway. Fine. If you want a transaction, Jung-Ho, I'll give you the most expensive one you've ever signed. The wedding was a blur of camera flashes and fake smiles. Jung-Ho was exactly as he promised, efficient, polite, and completely distant. He kissed her at the altar for exactly 2 seconds. His lips were warm, but his eyes were ice. That night, he left her at the door of the master suite. The East Wing is yours, he said, handing her a keycard. You have everything you need. My staff will attend to you. I sleep in the West Wing. Good night, Simone. He didn't wait for a response. He walked away, his footsteps echoing on the marble. For 3 months, they lived like ghosts haunting the same castle. Simone learned the rules of the Kim estate quickly. Rule 1, never enter the West Wing. Rule 2, never ask about business. Rule 3, look pretty at galas. But Simone had a secret. She wasn't just a sheltered socialite. She was a brilliant coder. She had been building AI models since she was 15. And she was bored. So she started her rebellion. She turned the East Wing library into a server room. She rewired the smart home system because the interface annoyed her. And she started tracking him. One night at dinner, one of the rare meals they shared, Jung-Ho looked up from his steak. The security system, he said. It speaks English now, and it has a southern accent. Simone took a sip of wine. I changed the voice pack. The default one sounded like a robot butler. I prefer something with hospitality. Jung-Ho narrowed his eyes. You hacked my security system? I optimized it. Your firewall was outdated. A teenager with a laptop could have breached your perimeter in 10 minutes. I fixed it. You're welcome. Jung-Ho stared at her. For a second, the mask slipped. He didn't look annoyed. He looked impressed. Stay out of the code, Simone, he grumbled, returning to his meal. It's dangerous. Everything in this house is dangerous, Jung-Ho, including you. I might as well have good Wi-Fi while I'm trapped here. She didn't see the ghost of a smile that touched his lips as she walked away. September in Miami brought hurricanes and enemies. The Chen family, Jun-Ho's biggest rivals, were making moves. They wanted the ports Simone's father controlled, and they knew the quickest way to hurt Jun-Ho was to break his new toy. It happened on a Tuesday. Simone was leaving lunch with her sister, Kiana. She got into her black SUV. Her driver, Tam, looked into the rearview mirror. His face went pale. Hold on, ma'am. Tam, what is it? Escalade. 6 o'clock, no plates. Before Simone could breathe, the back window shattered. Crash! Gunfire. Simone screamed, ducking to the floor. Tam gunned the engine. The SUV swerved through traffic, tires screeching. Call him, Tam shouted. Call the boss. Simone fumbled for her phone. Her hands were shaking so hard she dropped it twice. She dialed Jun-Ho. Simone? His voice answered on the first ring. It wasn't his usual cold tone. It was tight, urgent. Jun-Ho, they're shooting. We're on Biscayne Boulevard. I know, he roared. I'm tracking you. Listen to me. Tam is taking you to the safe house. Do not lift your head. Do not look out the window. I am coming. I'm scared, she whispered, the tears finally falling. Simone, his voice dropped, turning deadly soft. I swear to you, if a single hair on your head is touched, I will drown this city in blood. Just hold on. The chase lasted 10 minutes. It felt like 10 years. They crashed through the gates of a warehouse district. The pursuing car peeled off as Jun-Ho's security team swarmed the entrance. The car stopped. The door ripped open. Jun-Ho was there. He wasn't wearing his jacket. His tie was gone. He looked wild. He pulled her out of the car, his hands checking her frantically, shoulders, face, arms. Are you hit? Is there blood? I'm okay, just glass. I'm okay. He didn't speak. He just pulled her into his chest. He hugged her so hard she couldn't breathe. He was shaking. The silent king, the man of ice, was trembling. The safe house was a fortress overlooking the bay. Jun-Ho paced the living room for an hour. He poured a drink, stared at it, and put it down. Simone sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, watching him. You knew, she said quietly. You knew they were coming. Jun-Ho stopped. He turned to her. I suspected. The Chens have been testing my borders. You used me as bait, she accused, her voice rising. That's why you married me, to draw them out. No, Jun-Ho shouted. The volume made her jump. He walked over to her, dropping to his knees so he was eye level. No, Simone, I married you to secure the ports, but He stopped. He looked away, ashamed. You what? I heard you, he whispered, the day of the wedding, in the hallway. I know you heard what I said to Daejong. Simone froze. You knew? I saw you on the security feed. I saw you crying. He took her hands. His thumbs traced her knuckles. I said those things because I was terrified. Terrified of what? You're the Black Dragon. Of you, he admitted. When I saw your photo, when I met you, I felt something I haven't felt in 20 years. Want, need. I knew if I let myself care about you, you would become my weakness. And in this life, weaknesses get killed. He looked up at her, his eyes burning with intensity. So I tried to push you away. I tried to make you hate me, because if you hated me, you would stay distant. And if you were distant, maybe it wouldn't hurt so much when I eventually lost you. You think I'm weak? Simone whispered. No, he shook his head. I think you are light and I am darkness, and I didn't want to dim you. Simone pulled her hands away. She stood up, the blanket fell to the floor. She walked to the window, looking out at the stormy water. You tracked my car. You hacked my phone. Yes. You put extra guards on me. Yes. Because you were protecting your asset? Because I was protecting my heart, he corrected. He stood up and walked behind her. He didn't touch her. He just stood close enough for her to feel his heat. I would burn the world for you, Simone. I realized that today when I heard your voice screaming on the phone. I don't care about the ports. I don't care about the alliance. I just care that you are breathing. Simone turned around. She looked at the man who had terrified her for 3 months. Then stop treating me like a glass doll, she said fiercely. I'm not sheltered, Jun-Ho. I grew up in this world too. My father is a shark. I know how to swim. What are you asking for? Partnership, she said. If they want war, let's give them war, but we do it my way. Jun-Ho looked at her, really looked at her. He saw the fire in her eyes. He smiled, a real dangerous smile. Your way? The Chens run their business on old tech, Simone said, a wicked glint in her eye. I've been mapping their network for weeks from the library. I know where their money is. I know where they sleep. I can shut them down without firing a single bullet. Jun-Ho laughed. He pulled her close and kissed her. It was a kiss of adrenaline and promise. My wife, my weapon. The plan was simple. Jun-Ho called a peace summit. the Fontainebleau Hotel, neutral ground. He invited the Chen family to discuss terms of surrender. The Chens thought Jun-Ho was surrendering. They thought the attack on his wife had scared him. They were half right. It had scared him. But fear makes a wolf dangerous. Simone sat in the van outside the hotel. She had 3 laptops open. "I'm in," she said into her headset. "I've bypassed their firewall. Jun-Ho, their accounts are open." Inside the ballroom, Jun-Ho sat across from Elder Chen. "You attacked my wife," Jun-Ho said calmly. "Business is business," Elder Chen shrugged. "Give us the Savannah ports and we leave the girl alone." Jun-Ho checked his watch. "Simone?" "Done," Simone's voice came through his earpiece. "I just transferred $400 million from their offshore accounts to a charity for cat shelters in Seoul." "Oops." Jun-Ho smirked. "Mr. Chen," Jun-Ho said, "I believe you are currently bankrupt." Chen's phone buzzed. He checked it. His face went purple. "What did you do?" he screamed, standing up. His bodyguards drew their weapons. "Me?" Jun-Ho stood up, buttoning his jacket. "I didn't do anything. My wife did." Suddenly, the lights in the ballroom went out. Simone had cut the power. In the darkness, Jun-Ho moved. Thud, crack, thud. When the emergency lights flickered on 10 seconds later, the Chen bodyguards were on the floor. Jun-Ho was standing over Elder Chen, holding a gun to his head. "You made 2 mistakes. 1, you touched my family. 2, you underestimated the woman I married." The Chens were ruined. The remaining families in Miami got the message loud and clear. The Kims were untouchable, not just because of Jun-Ho's brutality, but because of Simone's brilliance. A month later, there was another gala. This time, Simone didn't hide in the bathroom. She walked into the ballroom wearing a dress that looked like liquid gold. She held her head high. Jun-Ho met her at the bottom of the stairs. He offered his arm. "You look dangerous," he murmured, kissing her hand. "I feel dangerous," she smiled. "I just hacked the guest list. Did you know the senator is here with his mistress?" "We can use that," Jun-Ho noted. They walked into the room together. They weren't just a couple. They were a force of nature. Simone looked at the crowd. She saw the women who used to pity her. Now they looked at her with fear and awe. She looked at Jun-Ho. He wasn't looking at the room, he was looking at her. "You know," he whispered, "I lied." "About what?" "When I said I never wanted you? The truth is, I've never wanted anything more." Simone squeezed his arm. "I know, I'm the upgrade." Jun-Ho laughed, a sound that made the room turn and stare. "Yes," he said, "you are the dynasty." Simone Thompson didn't just survive her arranged marriage. She hacked it. She rewrote the code. She proved that even in the darkest world, love isn't a weakness. It's the ultimate firewall. If you loved this story of power, revenge, and romance, please like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter of the Kim dynasty. Who was your favorite character, the hacker queen Simone or the reformed monster Jun-Ho? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, stay dangerous.